Hey, thanks for checking out our show. If you like what you hear, we have tons of additional content at patreon.com/themedia lunch break.
There's that face.
This?
This face.
This old thing?
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah. Yes.
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 And yes.
Chris, how are you?
I'm good.
It doesn't matter because I took a trip to Michigan.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. How was your trip to Michigan?
Great.
They shut down the school?
Not yet.
No? They're going to finish out the year like a trooper?
Yeah.
Wow.
Found out while I was there that they told the students after they got accepted.
Oh, wow. That's a move.
Yeah, it takes balls.
That does take balls. I mean, what are they going to do? Shut us down?
Yeah, exactly. Big old collegiate bells. Mm-hmm. Balls. A bell ball.
You went to the homecoming?
I did.
Did you go
I was not prom king.
Oh, I'm sorry. Those are two different things.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what a homecoming is. I still don't. I just went to one.
Well, you went to one? That's what it is.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
So it's just a place where your school shuts down?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Huh, I didn't know that happened so often.
In America.
Well, yeah.
You didn't go to the big game or anything, did you?
So, fun fact.
Yeah.
They had tailgating. Which I've always thought isn't that don't you get drunk at that?
Yeah.
But
you're supposed to.
Well, this is a Catholic private school.
Okay, so they get drunk on wine?
I guess they get drunk on the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
But I went to it and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, I guess. But I was also I don't understand why, because everyone was like, oh, we're going to go there because people are going to be cooking and stuff. And I was like, can we have their food? And they were like, well, no. And I was like, how many people are we going to know? I don't know, 10 probably. And I was like, can we all just go get lunch somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't quite understand. Here's a little backstory for you as well. My college got a football team roughly 8 years ago.
Okay. Wow, that's it?
Yeah.
And now they're shutting down?
Yes.
Maybe if they gotten a football team earlier.
Yes. Well, and part of me believes that might be part of the reason. We don't have to get into it too much, but they built a football field and hired faculty and bought equipment. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, shit, we got to shut down. Because why would you come to I assume they suspected that people would just start coming here because we have a football team now.
Right.
But why would you do that when MSU is right there?
Oh, yeah.
And Ohio State University is right down the street.
Yeah. Michigan has 2 or 3 universities with great football teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I suspect. But anyway, it said tailgating was going to be from I don't know, whatever it is, 9 a.m. to noon. And then the game was going to start at noon. But tailgating didn't stop until 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. Tailgating just goes on. Yeah.
So who goes to the game?
Other losers.
Because, I could hear it. I could hear it happening.
You could hear the game. Yeah, you could hear the game.
Yeah. Nobody left.
Maybe that's why they're going out of business.
Now you're catching
no one buys
on.
tickets to the game. They all get drunk in the parking lot.
Now you're smelling what I'm stepping in.
I see. Yeah, I hear. I'll tell you what. In my mind, whenever I thought about you going to this, they play the football game, and then at the end, they blow up the field. I don't know why. Just in the end, they were like, and now 3, 2, 1, just blow it.
Have a good rest of the year, everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
And let me tell you as well, they won. We won. I know because I checked online later.
No one came out yay, we won. Everyone's like, I don't know what happened.
I don't even know if it ended. I don't know when it ended.
When did you leave?
I went to get lunch around 2 or 3.
I went to get lunch around 2 or 3 from a tailgating party.
Yeah.
Where typically there's food.
Well, again, I don't... do you just go up to people you don't know and you're like, hey, give me your food?
Give me that. Give me some of that.
Mean?
I think true tailgating, it's kind of like you bring something, they bring something. What's it called? Potluck. Where everybody brings something and then you can go around and everything. But that's you got to be part of I don't know, Steelers Nation. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you, unfortunately at this tailgating, there was not a lot of luck. But there was a whole lot of pot.
everybody. Welcome to the Media Lunch Break, bringing you all of your comic, geek, and movie news all in the time it takes to eat a good sandwich and shut down a school. My name is Chris Triebel. Alongside me, as always, is my co-host, Andrew Dunn. Say hello, Andrew.
I still don't know what a homecoming is.
It's okay. You don't have to anymore. Those things are gone for you. Okay? That's a thing of the past.
Yeah,
You'll never have another one again.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to kick off the beginning of the year. You come home to your school.
I guess 2 months after you start?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't get it. I just don't understand. Is it the first football game?
Yeah, usually it's the first football game. Or like my high school didn't have a football team for a long time, so mine was like
until about 8 years ago.
Probably. Mine was the first soccer game. Like it was a big...
Oh, wow. Yeah. Bunch of dorks.
Yeah, we were a big bunch of dorks.
I'm going to give you a wedgie the next time I see you just for that.
I mean, even worse, I was too dorky to be on the soccer team. That's how bad. That's how bad I was. So I wake up routinely and beat myself up and take my own lunch money.
Good.
Yeah.
Somebody has to.
What are we talking about today?
Chris.
Yes.
The Smashing Machine tells a story about a series of incredible true events. The story of a professional fighter struggling with addiction, the story of a romance and a friendship, and the story of a man from Ohio who actually visits a country outside the United States. The story of men who willingly choose to destroy their minds and their bodies for the sum total of $200,000. Anyway, none of that matters because The Rock might actually be finally up for an Oscar, and it's about time because he's been copying its look for 20 years. What did you think of The Smashing Machine?
By the way, before we talk about the movie itself, speaking of colleges, The Smashing Machine, my nickname in college.
Oh my God, we've made that joke every episode for the last month.
It finally works.
I literally, it's the last thing I said on the last episode.
Yeah, but this time I said it.
Yeah. Here's, by the way, for younger people on the Patreon, here's a backup. I don't know if you're even going to get this, but here's a backup graphic.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Do you get it?
Wow. I know that cartoon. It's the wild...
Hornberries, that's right.
Hornberries.
The wild hornberries.
Anyway, the Smashing Machine.
Smashing.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now. Okay.
It was after your time.
It was, but I did catch it.
What did you think of the Smashing Machine?
I'm still on the fence about this movie. I'm still trying to figure it out. There are elements of this movie that I think are really great, and I understand why it's getting... Whether I like it or not, I understand why it's getting all the accolades and all the praise that it's getting. I see where they're coming from. The Rock, I think, which by the way, he hasn't gone by The Rock in like so long, but he's always in my heart of hearts, will always be The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock is great in this. I think The Rock is really great in this. I think Emily Blunt is really great in this. I think the entire cast is really great in this. So this is it's not a Safdie brothers movie. It's one Safdie. You only get half the Safdie in this. All right.
Yeah.
But for anyone who's seen any of their other movies like Uncut Gems or anything like that, this is a slow burn the way that is. Like I was half an hour to 45 minutes in and I was like, oh, wait, we're not in the intro anymore. This is just the plot of the movie. This is actually the pace of this movie and the plot of this movie, and this is how it goes on. So yeah, this is, like I said, it is kind of a slower burn, like it's just a more nuanced movie. So, and maybe some of that's on me. Maybe some of it is because I haven't watched a movie like this in a long, long time. And so I'm not used to this pacing, right? I did find it interesting. And once I kind of adapted to it, I was like, okay, I'm in this. And I really like what's going on. I do find it really interesting. I think Mark Kerr is an interesting character. He's got, and The Rock plays him really well. The Rock has this like gentle giant almost aspect to the character that you keep waiting for this guy. You keep waiting for this guy to blow up because he's the size of a house. And so you're like, a guy like that is going to just absolutely just wreck some shit. And he, once in a while, breaks a door or something. But other than that,
I've done that by accident.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm trying to say stuff without spoilers and that type of thing. But what did you think of this?
I really wanted to like this movie.
I
just don't think it's a very interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
I think the stakes are very high for our protagonist, but to me, they're just not that big a deal. Like, it's like, what if I lose one fight?
Right.
My life is over. And I'm like, I guess.
Right.
Is it? Like, I don't know. That's another thing. I'm like, I don't know what any of this. I don't know anything about this world.
Right.
I remember you bringing up Mark Kerr forever ago on this podcast as like an interesting, just sort of person of public interest who, it is very interesting. Like, he's just sort of nobody to the general public.
Right.
But among certain cultural groups, he's
a pioneer.
Yeah, he was this phenomenon.
Right.
I saw an interview with him. I actually wanted to look up what he thought of this movie and his stuff. Evidently, they worked very, very closely with him. He's still around.
Right.
And, when you first told me about him, you were like, yeah, he's working at like a car dealership or something. And I was like, what? And I looked it up. I remember looking it up then and being like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And so I get the interest in making this movie about this very interesting man. Mm-hmm. But they took like essentially 1 year of this man's life.
Right.
And turned it into a film.
Right.
Which I think it becomes kind of a pretty generic story.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at just like sort of one event that happened to this guy. I feel like the most interesting part of it, and we don't have to get into what happens in this before spoilers, but I feel like the most interesting part of it is the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
I agree with you. I'll put it this way. It's too bad that I don't think this movie is very interesting because everyone's really good in this.
They're really good.
I wouldn't say great necessarily. I don't know that I'd use that word. It's the best thing Dwayne Johnson has ever done.
Yes.
I still don't know that this, I mean, you kind of proved it in your introduction to it. I don't know that this promotes him from The Rock to Dwayne Johnson yet.
Right.
I'm still waiting for something that makes me go, oh, there's Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
And instead we just keep calling him The Rock because he's still The Rock to us.
I don't know if that man exists. Do you know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't know if that man exists.
Mean like when he becomes an actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he's like, we're like, oh my God, this is Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Emily Blunt does a good job, too, although I think her character is very two-dimensional. Mm-hmm. I think there is a moment near the end where they try to give her a third dimension and it still just doesn't really work that well for me.
Yeah.
But she's great. Dwayne Johnson does a stellar Toledo accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's I heard growing up, I'm from Ohio, everybody. I'm from Toledo, actually. And I heard growing up over and over and over again, if you want to be an actor, Ohio is kind of the best place to come from because it's the closest to a neutral American speech.
Yes. Yeah.
And you hear that. Dwayne Johnson just sounds like a dad. He just sounds like a Midwestern dad.
He does.
He's doing a great Toledo accent. It sits still a lot for a movie that is about so little. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's a very slow burn, but I feel like the word burn is kind of an overstatement. Like it's just slow. It's not a lot happens in it. It's a 2-hour movie about a guy who is a professional fighter who struggles with addiction for about 20 minutes in it.
Right.
And otherwise, it's a story about a relationship with two people who don't really like each other very much.
Yeah. I think its problem is it doesn't establish stakes very well. Like, you're right. And I guess this might be a spoiler, but it's in the beginning of the movie. They introduce this guy and he starts this fighting career where he's just dominating. And first of all, I'm going to side note the guys, and I don't know if this is accurate or this is like one stipulation that Rock had to make in this movie or what, but like all the guys he fights, when you look at them, and most of them are real fighters. When you look at them and you look at The Rock is the size of a house.
It's crazy to think that, like, I agree with you. I don't know the specifics of what these people look like either, but it's insane to think that these regular looking men could ever beat this guy.
Yes. And that's the thing. Now, I have also looked up pictures of Mark Kerr and they look almost identical to The Rock.
That's kind of what I mean. It's like, I knew that as well.
I see why this guy went on like a winning streak because this guy...
And I saw that as well when I looked him up after you told me about him. And I remember being like, oh yeah, he's, especially for the 90s, this dude is...
jacked beyond belief.
He's built in a different way from fighters.
100%.
He reminds me of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. That's a really good... Yeah, that's a really good comparison. So he like... When they introduce this guy, he goes on this winning streak and then he's, he's in this tournament and they're like, what would happen if you lost? And he actually says like, well, I can't even imagine what that is. Like, I don't let a thought like that come into my mind, and I've never done it.
Which is weird also because, you know, you've already lost because you're from Ohio.
Yeah.
That's the biggest loss anyone could have.
Yeah.
You were born a loser.
So he gets into this tournament, and then spoiler alert, he loses a match.
Right. Very heavy foreshadowing.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing, is that you're right. You don't feel it as much as he feels it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem, is that I don't know if it was, I wasn't given enough time to grow with this character to really feel those stakes with him. So
well, that's the thing. I have a theory about that, because I don't think it's that you weren't given enough time. I think it's that we had the time and they kind of pissed it away. Like, it's just like, here's the couple going on a date. Here's them going grocery shopping. Here's them arguing about cleaning up the bathroom or whatever. And I'm like, what?
Right.
Who is this guy? What is this?
Right.
What makes him tick? We didn't see anything about his childhood. Why does he have this drive?
Right. That's what I'm saying, is that, or even just the idea of like how much winning means to him. He has
and why?
That's the thing, is it is an interesting character in one regard. Again, this kind of gentle giant, because when you see him in interviews, he doesn't trash talk. He is the opposite of The Rock.
Yeah.
The character The Rock that we all know Dwayne Johnson to be from the WWE. He is the complete opposite of that. He is very soft-spoken. He's very gentle and everything, which I think is why the performance is so fascinating to us. And I think it's why it's getting half the accolades that it's getting, is that every once in a while, an actor comes along and does a part, and they are so established in the culture, in the zeitgeist, that the character itself is so opposite from who they are publicly that we go, oh, they're doing a great job acting. When really, it's not that they're not doing a great job acting, but they're not doing as great a job, or they're not like transforming themselves as much as we think. Like, I'm off on a tangent, so just bear with me. But there's another movie from years and years and years ago called About Schmidt, which has Jack Nicholson in it. And he was nominated for an Oscar for it. And the reason he was nominated, they were like, this is such a different part from Jack Nicholson. And I watched it. It's about a guy who like worked a dead end job for 40 years and then retires and doesn't know what to do with himself, and was a nobody in the company and just like a middleman for the whole, and, you know, is coming to the end of his life and doesn't know what to do about it. And everyone's like, this is a revelation for Jack Nicholson. And I'm like, that's because you know Jack Nicholson. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the colorful guy at the Oscars every year and who sits at the Lakers game all the time. Right.
It's like when nice people play villains.
Right. This is the same thing. We know The Rock as The Rock.
Right.
Sorry, I should say it this way. We know Dwayne Johnson as The Rock. Yeah. And now we are kind of seeing, I guess, Dwayne Johnson in some sort of regard, because he's stripping all that away. And now we're going, he's an amazing actor. And it's like, yeah, he is doing a really good job. Yeah. I'm not faulting him that. But I don't know that it's actually as big a stretch for him as we think it is. Because on the other regard, he's also playing a character for most of his life in a different aspect. Yeah. You know, that's a heightened version of Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. This is a more subtle version of Dwayne Johnson. I'm sure the man behind the camera is like somewhere in the middle.
Well, and I think this movie has two things going against it, especially towards The Rock, but also just sort of in general. One of them is that, again, I just don't think this gives him very much to do. Right. Like, it often feels like a lot of this movie is improvised. It's just sort of him, like, he's doing a good job. It feels realistic, but most of the scenes are him just being like, you know, oh, you put 2 bananas in my milkshake when I only wanted half of one. And then I needed to put this. I'm using this kind of milk now. And she's like, well, you didn't tell me. And he's like, oh, did I? I forgot. Oh, well, it's OK. I'll just dump this out. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it feels real. Like, it feels like he's right. It feels like we're watching an actual discussion between two characters. But who gives a shit?
Yeah, that scene in particular, for me, at least illustrated like, oh, this is a guy who like has this down to a science.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure that scene needed to be in there, but I'm just like, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of like
the cactus scene,
which I understand the point of that scene as well, but it also goes on a really long time. and again, I'm trying not to get into spoilers here, so I'm trying not to use. I was trying to make it sound like I was making up the Blender one, but there's a lot of like. They're going to the amusement park and then they're hanging out and they're doing this, doing that. And
he uses the word tummy.
He sure does. That's how you know he's from Ohio. Yeah, so that's the first thing it has going against it. Is like, I just don't think there's a lot there for him to show us what he's capable of. Because there is, in my opinion, there are two elements of acting. There's sort of emotional connection. And then there's authenticity. And you want both of those to be pretty high. And in this, authenticity is pretty high. Right. Like, it feels like he's the guy.
No, I think it's sky high.
But there's just not a lot of emotional connectivity because there doesn't need to be. Because if he was like screaming and sobbing the entire movie, it'd be weird because most of this movie is just about a regular Midwestern guy. Yeah. The other thing I think this has going against it is that we got to stop doing biopics for at least a little while.
I thought you meant you and me. No, I was like, we don't do that often.
No. Just like how many fucking... there's already been like, there's this Bruce Springsteen and the Bob Dylan and this one and then Sydney Sweeney. And I just am like, settle down. Everybody settle down. There's too many of these.
Again, I misinterpreted what you said and I thought there was a Sydney Sweeney biopic coming out. I was like,
what? No. But we all got to just settle down. And I think that's another thing that goes towards the first issue that is going against this movie, which is that when you make a biopic about someone, their lives are generally not as interesting, especially because there's so many now. Like, okay, you're doing Johnny Cash. That's an interesting guy. You're doing, I don't know, a president. That's probably got an interesting story behind it. The Abe Lincoln fucking thing with Daniel Day-Lewis is probably great. I've never seen it. But then you're going to do this guy who had a career for a while as just a regular guy who was also a UFC fighter. Right. And you have two options. You either do it earnestly and genuinely and tell this guy's story without embellishment and without fabrication, or you make shit up. And if you make shit up, it's not, we're all going to know because the internet exists. Like, there have been so many biopics where it's like, well, how about the fucking, what's the one about the football player, The Blind Side? Oh, okay. Where like that movie came out and everyone was like, in fact, the guy that it's about was like, the fuck is this? Horseshit. There's a whole scene in that movie, spoiler alert for that movie, everybody, but there's a whole scene in that movie where Sandra Bullock teaches this kid how to play football because he's just not good at it. This 300-pound eighth grader just isn't good at being a linebacker. Yeah. And so she's like, you need to pretend like those guys are gonna hurt your mom. And he's like, okay. And then all of a sudden he's really good at it. And I remember him doing an interview and he was like, no, football was the one thing I was good at. Like, that's the one thing I didn't need any help with. Right. So you either make shit up and we all find out and we're like, what the fuck? Come on, man. Or you make a boring movie about a regular guy. Right. And that's where we're at now, especially since we're kind of running out of people to make movies about. And again, I get why Mark Kerr, I keep wanting to call him Mike for some reason, but Mark Kerr is an interesting dude to make a movie about. But I also kind of feel like if you're only doing 1 year of his life, you're kind of missing the whole point of why he's an interesting guy to make a biopic about. Yeah. Which I want to point out as well. The Bob Dylan thing, I felt the same way about, where like it was like 3 years of his life. And I'm like, Bob Dylan had a very interesting full life.
Yes. Yeah. I'll tell you what, not a rebuttal, but I have something to add to that, but I think I should do it in spoilers. Should we? There's not much. Now I feel like we're running out of stuff.
I have a handful of things I want to bring up.
Right, go for that.
It's a budget of $35 million. Opening weekend brought in $6 million. This is fucking flopping like a fucking fish.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. I think this is going to get a couple of nominations and then it's going to come out and then people are going to go see it.
I was going to say, you think it's going to do numbers when it comes out on VHS?
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not going to make its money. It's just not going to make a profit.
No, this is a strict, like, let's get people nominated for awards.
Yeah,
movie,
it's a shame,
I think that's when it's going to make its money. I'm telling you, I think that's when I think they're going to reissue it again, and that's when it makes its money.
It's not going to make a profit.
Yeah, probably not.
What was I going to say? I don't think it's going to make a profit. And it's a shame because, again, this is, I think, the best thing The Rock has done. Yeah. It deserves more than $6 million. Yeah, it deserves more. It deserves to make its money back, I think. But yeah, it's too bad. Another couple things I want to say is this is fascinating. This is exactly what I'm talking about with like why Mark Kerr is an interesting guy. Mm-hmm. I was watching an interview with him. And someone was like, so what are you up to these days? The interviewer, not somebody. Somebody just ran into the interview and was like, hey.
Ran up with their phone. And I'm like,
yeah. The interviewer was like, what are you up to these days? And he was like, oh, well, I recently got married to my new wife. And we have a program called Absolute Wellness. And I first of all just want to point that out and encourage everybody to check out the website. It's Absolute. Soul is spelled S-O-U-L. So absolute-wellness.com, which is like sort of a fitness and health lifestyle kind of program with his new wife, Francie Alberding is her name. And additionally, his ex-wife, Dawn, from this movie, who Emily Blunt plays, is on Instagram, and she has 786 followers. And I say that to say that Mark Kern, is that his name? Kerr. Mark Kerr. His name is Marker.
How did it not click for me?
That's why his name is so hard for me to fucking say. His name's fucking Marker. Anyway, Mark Kerr's, I'm hesitant to even point this out. On the Absolute Wellness website, Mark Kerr's phone number and email are at the bottom of the homepage.
Cool.
Like, he's just a regular guy.
Yeah.
This dude stepped foot in mixed martial arts professional fighting for a short period of time, totally changed the entire landscape of it. I mean, of a place that he basically, I guess not changed it, but he like terraformed it from scratch.
Right.
And then fucked off to live the rest of his life with the spotlight turned off, just trying to live his day-to-day life and make a difference.
Right.
And it's so fascinating to me that he's such an important figure in a specific industry. Yeah. And now he's just off the grid completely.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. That's all I wanted to point out. Oh, and also, if you are having any problems with addiction, you should get help.
Check this out.
Well, yeah, too. I meant like you should call somebody for help. Yeah. But you can check this out too, I guess.
I meant Absolute Wellness, not this.
Oh, okay, sure. I don't know that it's about addiction.
Isn't that what it's about?
No, okay. I think it's like doing yoga, and it probably helps with that. Okay. But I think it's
cool,
that sort of thing. But yeah, this talks about people who are struggling with addiction, and it's it does point it out in an interesting and unique way. And I probably should have looked up a phone number
but you didn't
to share, but I didn't. So let's move on to spoilers.
So I think here's the thing: at the end of this movie, they show going back to like deciding what portion of his life to show to make a movie about, or what aspect or anything. Yeah. And there's a couple of different things in here that would make a great movie. Yeah. Right. But I think one of the problems is kind of all it goes through like. He doesn't want to lose, and then he loses, and then he's a drug addict, and then he's fine, and now he's in a tournament to win or something. And at the end, they show the real Mark Kerr just, in a grocery store, which I kind of love. Which
is fascinating. Yeah, it's great. It's really interesting to watch.
They show the real Mark Kerr, and then they have like these titles at the end, and they say how like these guys now make millions of dollars. They are celebrities and on doing this, and the tournament at the end that this guy's fighting in is worth $200,000. Yeah. Which is a lot of money, but comparatively peanuts.
For the 90s, it's like 4 years that you don't have to work.
So basically, what I was going to say is that I think that right there, if they had done a better job of establishing like either choosing the addiction aspect of it or choosing the need to win aspect of it, and that first loss maybe being like the culmination of something, or the idea that these guys fight for peanuts. Yeah. That this is like a big deal. Like I didn't get, I heard $200,000 and I wasn't going, oh, that's a big check.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, these guys fight for fucking nothing. Yeah. And that's not really established anywhere in the movie until that moment.
You can miss it completely if you blink.
And so I think like that would have been a really interesting aspect to really highlight, to raise the stakes. Yeah. That like these guys are putting their bodies on the line for nothing because they love it.
Well, and going back to what you said about maybe putting the spotlight on the addiction aspect of it. Right. In that same interview that I was listening to with Mark Kerr, he talked about the fact that he was like, it's because he said I'd been sober for a year and a half when in 2019, when I heard about when Dwayne Johnson approached me about this movie, and the person was like, oh, Because in this movie, you get sober. And he's like, right, I moved on to alcohol.
Oh.
Right, exactly. And he's like, yeah, unfortunately, I just have one of those addictive personalities. And
Sure.
Which makes sense because I was addicted to fighting first. And I was like, that's an interesting...
That's a movie.
Yes,
right there.
Right. That's an interesting perspective into this.
I think
they just don't touch.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if maybe they feel like that story has been told through other movies like The Fighter and things like that.
But that's one of the problems with this movie has been told before.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the thing. And it's a little bit of what I talked about with the Bob Dylan movie of like, you're not, you're kind of choosing a couple of different things.
Yeah.
And again, the Lincoln movie, the thing that made it great is that they had this giant, like 800-page script of Lincoln's life, and Steven Spielberg looked at it and went, nah, these pages right here, from like 250 to like 450, that's our script right there.
Yeah.
And this feels a little bit like that, where it's like, nah, let's choose this section here, expand on that, and that's the movie right there.
Yeah.
Because he goes into rehab for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and I'm back and everything's great. And then Emily Blunt's character makes this... I didn't understand that turn. I didn't realize she was such a wild personality until he comes out of rehab. She seemed really like... She was like, you don't want me around, and you're talking with your friends, you don't want me around. And I'm like... Yeah, what's their problem? Like, I didn't think it was her. I thought it was them.
I did think it was her. The entire movie, I'm like, what? Why are they writing this person that way? She's such a maniac.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I didn't understand... because it's literally almost the first scene where she's like, I feel like you guys were just talking about me when I walked in the room.
Yeah.
So it wasn't established to me that...
That's
like,
fair. And he's also kind of being a jerk to her at that point as well. He's like not responding when she's talking to him.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, oh, why are they treating her this way? And then all of a sudden she's like, think you're better than me or whatever she says.
I'll put a fucking bullet in my head.
Yeah. Which, by the way, in real life, it turns out that gun was empty.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Excellent news.
Yeah. Overall, it's funny because I've been nitpicking this movie, but overall, I actually would probably give this a recommend. I don't know if it sucks because we just said like it's a movie that deserves to make its money back. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I would go and do $20 for this.
I was literally just going to say, wait for this to come to streaming.
I'd rather wait for this to come to streaming.
Here's the other problem. A lot of the actors in this are not actors. They're MMA people. MMA people. They're getting their MFA. I got college on my brain.
On screen.
Yeah, but they're not very good actors, most of these people.
No, but I thought that, here's the thing. I like the manager guy, not the manager. Yeah, the manager / his best friend.
Mark Coleman?
Mark Coleman. That's a real MMA guy.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, he's
Ryan Bader.
Yes.
Is his name.
I was like, oh, okay. I liked him a lot. And I was like, but I could tell, I was like, what's the deal with this guy?
Yeah.
He's got to be a real guy.
Right. Because he doesn't feel like he's acting.
He's a real guy. He doesn't feel like he's acting.
Yeah. Which is good and bad because he also just kind of feels like he's reciting lines.
Yeah, but I don't. No, I never got the feeling that he was reciting.
I don't know. To me, a lot of this movie feels like a made-for-TV movie, which is part of the reason why I don't know that I'd recommend paying for this. It just doesn't. I agree with you, and I feel the hypocritical nature of saying like this deserves to make its money back, but also don't pay to see this.
Yeah.
But also it's, I wrote here, it's, see, this is about Emily Blunt as well. I said a man who could have been the greatest fighter in the world and the woman who keeps him from reaching his potential, told from the perspective of the man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it feels a lot like that to me, where it's like, well, we're telling the story of this guy and how he could have been amazing, but this woman kept him down.
Well, but here's the thing. You could tell that story in a way that is, again, you give it more credence and you give it more weight of like, this guy is trying to, this guy's in a bad relationship. Like, if this woman is truly this bringing him down this much, then the idea of like, this guy is trying to do this thing. He's a pioneer in this industry where his whole job is to get the crap beat out of him.
Yeah.
And she is a constant distraction,
sure,
which in turn is kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, literally kind of dangerous for him to be distracted when he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And that could have been an interesting story. That kind of push-pull.
Could have been.
Could have been. Yeah. But yeah, the idea that this guy is like a pioneer in this industry, I don't think that was really brought out very well.
All right. I don't have anything else to say about this. Do you have anything else to say about this?
No. Let's go on to the reading assignment.
Chris.
Yes.
The power fantasy tells the story of a family of some people, but maybe they're not people. Maybe they're angels or magicians or nuclear warheads, but also they're people. Anyway, this family has more incest than the Fast and the Furious. These things intervene in politics and manipulate world leaders into making decisions that more align with their morals and their ethics. And if there are any of these angel demon things in real life waiting to reveal themselves, get in touch. I've got an orange dictator with a big, beautiful bill that I'd love to introduce you to. This week's reading assignment is The Power Fantasy by Kieron Gillen.
I like when I can tell your feelings about something just based on the joke that you make. So I'll tell you what, I had never read this either, but let's start with you.
I actually want to start with you because what do you think that hang on, wait. Because what do you think based on that joke that I thought about it?
That it was confusing as all hell and you have no idea what happened in this.
Oh my God. I only wrote down 2 notes and the first one is I can't fucking tell what's going on in this.
Right.
I had a real hard time with this one. It's not a difficult read. Mm-mm. Like, it's not slow. It's not a trudge to get through or whatever. But a lot of it, halfway through, I was like, is this from another language? Like, is this being translated? And there's some stuff that we're just not getting because it's being lost in translation or whatever. And then I was like, oh no, it's written by Kieron Gillen. And sometimes I'd be like, am I reading this? Like, is this like a manga?
How do I know that name, by the way?
Kieron Gillen?
Kieron Gillen.
We have read many things that he has done.
What have I read of his?
We just read we called them giants.
That's right.
He also did Die.
Yes. Okay, great.
And in fact, the artist on this, I don't have his name, Casper something, but he did a book that we have written as well or read as well.
I can't remember.
It's an unknown. It was one we found at Comic-Con. Like, we found the artist at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Okay. I'll look it up later. Yeah. So, and part of me was like, is this like a manga and I'm reading it backwards? Because I don't know if you know that for anyone listening.
Yeah.
The Japanese
they go
books.
Backwards.
Yeah. You start from it's sort of colonialist of me to say you read it backwards, but you know what I mean?
No, it's backwards. No, it's backwards.
And upside down. And inside out.
And inverted. Yeah. You start in the middle.
That's
and
right.
Then
you work your way out.
And you go one page back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
I still don't quite know it's hard because I don't even know what to talk about with this because I don't quite understand what's happening. I kind of get where we are at the end of this. We read the first volume.
Right.
Which is maybe 4 or 5 issues. And I get where we leave off, kind of. But there's a lot of discussion about what these things are that feels very mystery boxy, where it's like, well, what are they? Where'd they come from? Who knows? That's the mystery. Maybe we'll find out. And I'm like, yeah, but if I don't know what these things are or what they want or what their goals are or where they come from or whatever, then I don't really give a shit about them.
Yeah.
And the only other note I wrote on this is it's the wicked and the divine again.
Yes.
Where we had this like, it was a similar thing where it's like, what is this? What's happening? Who are these people? All we know is that they're these godlike entities that can kind of do whatever they want. And sometimes they can't.
Yes.
And sometimes they choose not to. But why? Who knows? It's above us.
Yes.
What did you think of this?
I feel the same way. This starts, and I've said many times on this podcast that I love when I love when you I was leaving it open for that one too.
No, but
I love when a writer starts the story almost feeling like you're already in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're in the action and we will catch up as we go along and you can give me exposition and you can give me background as we go. Yeah. Right? This is one of the cases where I go, you started too far in.
Yeah.
Like, it was too far. I started reading this and I went, shit, did I get the wrong volume?
Yeah, I had the same thing. I did that too. I was like, I kept checking the title
volume 2?
while I was reading it. And I was like, is this volume 1 or is this volume 1 of some like side thing?
Yeah. Or I was like, am I thinking of the wrong? Because I got this from, I'll just say it, the Weekly Planet, the one guy on it, kept talking about this and was like, it's really good. And I was like, oh, I trust this guy. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's really great. And then I kept reading it. I was like, did I misremember the title?
Yeah, I thought maybe this is like a spin-off
or what
volume. I got the wrong thing, you know?
Because it starts so far in that they're just there.
Yeah.
And they don't really go back. Like you said, they don't really go back to establish like what these things are or where they came from or what their power sets are.
Yeah.
They seem
or
pretty,
how they work. Like sometimes there
work.
are shields that prevent them from doing things, but then sometimes they can't for some reason.
Yeah. Or they can, or the one guy can just do anything.
Yeah, I guess. But also some of them, a lot of them died. Almost all of them died.
I don't know.
Also, I find the writing in this is pretty bad. There's a part where one of them's like, all right, here's the deal. You're going to do this for me. You're going to do this for me. You're going to do this for me. And the other guy's like, well, I'm not going to do that last thing. And he's like, well, I want you to. And he's like, tell you what, I'll do the last thing you told me to do, but only if I can do this other thing that's going to totally wreck your shit up.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy goes, deal.
Yeah.
And that's what he says. And then you find out like 3 issues later that they didn't do that.
Right.
And I was like, wait, that's not what deal means.
Yeah. But to them, it does.
Yeah, I think by deal, the writer was trying to say like, okay, I see what you're doing and fine. The deal is that we won't do this thing.
Right.
But if he says, if you do this, I'm going to do this, and you say deal, that means you're doing it.
Right.
So I just am, a lot of this writing is very, I don't know what they're trying to say a lot of the time because it's stuff like that. Doing. Where it's like the person says, it's a lot of very like colloquial kind of dial, like slang, right, where they're like deal. And then, but what did you mean by deal? And then you find out, oh, that's what they meant by deal. Right. There are some interesting reveals. I would say probably too many. Like you said, I almost feel like you should have started earlier. Yeah. And then had a few reveals later. But there's a lot of like, oh, yeah, this happened 30 years ago. Oh, yeah, this happened 20 years ago. Oh, yeah, this happened 50 years ago. And I'm like, what's happening now? Yeah. Well, but even in the stuff that happens, like they will go back from, it does an interesting structure where it like starts in 66, then it goes to now, then it goes to 76, then now, then 86, and then now, and then 99, and then now, and that. Yeah. And back and forth. But that the flashbacks don't even really give me I think the flashbacks are supposed to be there to set up this is how we got to where we are today as we go along. But I'm so confused when I see the flashbacks that I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here either. Yeah. I don't understand what's happening in the present, and I don't understand what happened in the past. That's also in the middle of something. You know, there's like, and again, I don't understand their power sets at all. Yeah. There's the artist who, like, if she gets upset, turns into a monster or something. But they also imply that if she comes out of the ocean, right? But they also implied if she dies, the monster comes out, right? But also, like, the monster, they all want to keep her happy because the monster comes out. But I'm like, but aren't you powerful enough to defeat this thing? Like, aren't you? Does the world just blow up if she gets upset or something? Can she? But also, like, what is she the monster? I don't know. Because they also said, one of them was like, well, I thought about killing her forever ago, but if I do, then nothing's stopping the monster from coming out. And I'm like, wait, so what? Yeah, she's not the monster. She controls the monster. Because at one point she gets upset. See, this is the problem. Yeah. I don't know I'm not going to do this. It's too late. Yeah, there is not an answer to these questions that we have. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. And some of them are easy. There's a guy who just controls gravity. Yeah. I get that. There's a guy who's a telepath. I get it. I get that. Yeah. But there are others who have like, and the monster woman, I think she only has one power. I think it's just the monster thing. Maybe. Who knows? Who's to say? Yeah. And then there's another one that's a kind of a telepath, but I guess his telepathy is just that he knows things or something. Yeah. I don't know. But then there's the one guy, the main guy, who's just like, that's a telepath. Powers are right. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a telepath, but like, he's a Professor X. Yes. But that's the thing. He's like this all encompassing, like his telepathy is so powerful, he can do like anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, why would you not just kill all of these people? Right. All the atomics, as they call them. Yeah.
and just be in charge or something. Like, what are you doing?
It's also weird that they refer to all of them as the nuclear family when the nuclear family is also a phrase. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with that. The nuclear family is like...
Yeah, I think it's a play on words, though.
It is, but like they talk... Every time they bring it up, I'm like... Wait, which nuclear family?
Because they also call themselves the Atomics,
right?
As well.
But I feel like the Atomics and the nuclear family are a different thing. Because then there's also the Pyramid, which is a different group of people.
Oh yeah,
like you know what I mean? Like there's all these different groups.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. That's what I mean. It's all over the place. It's really...
and then the Pyramid has individual like little groups inside it.
Yeah, I skipped over that. I saw that chart and I was like, nope. No.
Yeah, and guess what? It did not become important later. I read the whole thing.
I was already out by then.
Yeah,
I was by the time I hit that, I was like, I'm out.
I just don't. I'm getting kind of sick of the like. You know, it's the same thing as Chaos, that show on Netflix that everybody loved. And I was like, it's these like, look how these big, all powerful beings, but they're just like us and kind of idiots. And I'm like, I guess I'm just getting kind of sick of that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. So at the end of the day, nope. No, I don't recommend this.
I also don't. I think there's a second volume. Like I said, it's not a difficult read. And I'm going to be honest, if you like The Wicked and The Divine, you might like this. And people love that fucking thing.
Yeah, that's true. If you're into that, you'll be into this.
Yeah. And if you're into mystery box stuff still, where it's like, we don't know what's going on. Maybe we'll explain it later. Maybe we won't. You're going to be real confused at first, though, at least. And who knows if you will be later.
Right.
Then, maybe give this a try. Like, this might be one of those every now and then we have things that are like, you're in your local comic shop. Maybe thumb through it, read the first issue while you're there, and
see if it strikes you.
If you're smarter than us and you understand what the fuck is going on.
That's the thing. I will say that was the thing. I was reading this and there was a moment where I was like, am I too dumb for this? Is that what's going on?
I reread the first issue. I don't think that's what it is, because I reread the first issue. I read it twice and I was like, nah, I still don't know what's going on.
I think I'm just an idiot. It could be I'm just stupid.
Well, yeah, but that notwithstanding, there's nothing, that's not the reason.
Okay, but that's not the reason this is bad.
Correct.
So both things are true. It's bad and I'm stupid.
Exactly. In fact, nope, never mind. I was going to try and pair them together in a different way, but I'm not smart enough.
Good. I'm glad you're down here with me.
Oh, Christ.
You troglodyte.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, what?
What should your reading assignment be?
Big bowl of ice cream.
Oh, man, I wish. What is this called? Bird King? I'm fascinated. Bird King is one that the artwork fascinated me.
All right, Bird King?
Yeah, Bird King. I'm feeling Bird King, I think.
Okay. That sounds good. Anything else? That it? Is that all she wrote?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Hey, Andrew.
What?
Hey, Andrew.
What?
Hey, Andrew.
What?
Where can they find us?
Oh, well, they can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, SoundCloud.com/The Media Lunch Break. If you want to listen to our episodes as soon as they go live, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, whenever Tuesday.
Andrew feels like.
Yeah, whenever it is. I got it out. I literally Monday night in my hotel, I started editing and got it scheduled like 6 hours before it went live. So I did it, and I will continue to. You can also find us at The Media Lunch Break on Blue Sky, Instagram, or TikTok. You can check out our YouTube. That's youtube.com/The Media Lunch Break. I've done no work on my Mission Impossible videos, but they are coming. They're going to be here.
They're going to be there.
Any day now. You can also check out our merch on Spring. You can find that by going to our Blue Sky account at The Media Lunch Break and checking out the first post there. You can also check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/The Media Lunch Break if you want to find the videos with all the fun graphics that we do, including Smashing Machine.
That was a fun voice you just did there.
Thank you. You can also send us an email at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com or visit our website, which is www.themedialunchbreak.com. Give us a rating and reviewing on iTunes, SoundCloud, or YouTube. And last but not least, special thank you to Julie.
Thanks, Julie.
Who we struck the set at our theater department when we were there. And let me tell you, she was a smashing machine.
Wow, nice.
As we tore down the the set.
Nice.
I could have gone sexual. I chose not to.
I mean, I already made that awesome joke.
Yeah, to say you opened the show with the joke I was going to make.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, you made it last week. You could have made it this week. You could have bookended the shows, but that's
I'm going to make it next week.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going to put on my calendar to do it next year.
Okay, good. I hope that you do.
I will.
You can leave a rating and a review in, and you can leave a write-in app, and it really does help people find the podcast if you leave a 5-star rating, so be sure to do that in your app of choice. So be sure to do that. As always, if you leave a 5-star rating, you can leave whatever type of review you want in that review box. It really does help people find the podcast. So do that and leave the review. I'm all over the place with this right now. As always, you can leave whatever type of review you want in there. So if you want, just rip us a new asshole. It doesn't matter. This week, if you leave a 5-star rating, I don't know, fix this outro for me because it's wow. It's just wow right now.
Tell us what you think the Power Fantasy was about.
Oh, there you go. That'd be good. Because I sure as hell don't know.
Yeah.
This has been the Smashing Machine and Power Fantasy.
Which are our nicknames. We were also talking about the Smashing Machine and the Power Fantasy, but this has been hosted by the Smashing Machine and the Power Fantasy.
Oh, very nicely done.
Yeah, thanks.
There you go. Next week, it's going to be the best damn day of the week, the Tuesday News Day.
Oh, the Tuesday News Day, yeah.
And then after that...
Oh, Christ. This just never ends, does it?
Tron?
Oh, Christ. Don't make me watch. I've never seen any of them.
Okay, wait, I guess we could either do Tron or we could do all of Peacemaker.
I am not against... Is Peacemaker done?
It's going to be done as of us sitting here right now in the present tomorrow. No, tonight, actually.
Sick.
Yeah.
Every day I'm like, man, I really wish I had, or like, I really want to see this. Like, I take out my phone to be like, do I have the time to do this? No, I got to do something else. So now I'll have a reason. Like, I'll have an actual excuse.
All right, let's do Peacemaker then.
Great. Let's do it.
All right, great. All right, so we'll do Peacemaker and Bird King. But here's the thing. If you listen to this and you're like, yo, don't do Peacemaker.
Yo.
Do something else. Yo. Bro.
You good?
You want to throw down? What you want?
You good? Oh, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I am not.
If you listen to this and you're like, don't do Peacemaker, do something else. Do Tron. Tell us.
Oh, God.
Let us know. All right? Tell us what you want to hear. All right? If you're like, bro. I just read something. By the way, anyone who calls somebody brah, they haven't read anything ever. Okay, just a little tip.
It's true, brah.
But if you're like, I just read something, this is going to be your reading assignment. You got to read this. Send it over to us, okay? If you're a creator, you wrote a pilot, you shot a film, you made a comic, anything like that. You want us to put eyes on it, ears on it. You want us to talk about it on the mic. Send it over to us. We'll talk about it on the mic. We'll do an episode on it. Hell, we'll bring you on. You can talk about it your own damn self, okay? Other than that... That's it. There it is. Look at that. There wasn't a thing, and now, boom, there's a thing.
Now there's a thing.
There's a thing, and that's what else can I say? But so if you listen to this, go out and make
a
something.
thing.
That's how easy it is, man.
Go make your own Power Fantasy.
Yeah. So many people do. You know what I mean? All right, that's it. I'm done. I got nothing else.
Interesting thing about Bird King.
Yes.
It was my nickname in high school.
I'm done. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
I didn't like it before I said it.
I didn't like it after you said it.